Thanks, Danny. That's really a multifaceted and thorough analysis of this one incident, and we appreciate that. The next question follows on to that one, though not so specifically about that event, but kind of in a more general way. Our listener asks, why the heck are we supposed to care about ET-UFO? Most of us don't know or feel any influence.
Well, that's a great $64 question. One could say the same thing about nuclear weapons. That we don't really have any day-to-day experience with nuclear weapons, so why should we care, about the fact that they exist? Just because they could completely blow up the entire planet and kill the entire human family. This has to do with one's level of consciousness. That the lower one's consciousness is, the more immediately attached to just exactly what's going on physically in your immediate area is. And the higher your consciousness is, the more expanded your awareness is of things that are going on. People could say, why should I care that 10 million people starve to death every year in countries outside the United States? It doesn't have any direct immediate effect upon me. Why should I care that, people are being enslaved? Or why should I care that white slavery is going on, of women being kidnapped and put into sexual slavery? I haven't experienced it directly, so I'm not being critical of the person's perspective, but I'm just saying that the degree to which one is interested in issues that are going on outside of the immediate short-term experience of your daily life is a function of consciousness. And so therefore, since we're all engaged in an attempt to participate in raising the consciousness, not only of ourselves, but of our friends and our family members and our circle of acquaintances, and ideally everybody in our country, and then everybody in the world, that this whole issue of the UFO phenomenon and extraterrestrial life is, as you can tell, is a function of consciousness, and the entire issue of the UFO phenomenon in the ETs seems to be directly related to the issue of consciousness, and that the higher your consciousness is, the more interested you are in this particular phenomenon. And the more interested you are in the aspects of this phenomenon that have to do with what we call psi phenomenon, PSI, the psi phenomenon, the telepathic communication, remote viewing, the ability of these extraterrestrial beings to potentially travel faster than the speed of light, to be able to communicate with us over vast distances. But the bottom line is, I would answer the question, understanding that the question has been asked from a positive perspective, is that our concerns as human beings have to include more people than just those in our own immediate vicinity. That we have to be concerned about larger dimensions of reality. This is, of course, the largest dimension of reality that there is, perhaps short of theology. And you're dealing with theology, you're actually dealing with what might be going on exterior to the absolute boundaries of the physical universe, and how the universe came into being, etc. But, as far as the extraterrestrial phenomenon going on inside the perimeters of our physical cosmos, this is the highest extension of consciousness that you can possibly imagine, and that this would immediately fall into your range of interests. And the fact is that there are other more prosaic qualities that this thing has that might be of immediate interest, not the least of which is, for example, to be able to solve the issue of global climate change. If there's alternative sources of energy that they know about, if there's some way to overcome warfare and strife, if they've been able to succeed in doing this in their civilization, there's all kinds of short-term immediate benefits that might be derived from this civilization As we know, Philip Corso, asserted that he was in fact put into custody of some of the technology that was actually recovered from the Roswell crashes, and that has generated, it was the silicon chip that's generated the entire phenomenon of the computer age, night vision and all of those things. There's lots of short-term benefits that could accrue to our human family from this exploration of this issue of extraterrestrial civilizations. But that sort of goes without saying. So there are a lot of short-term benefits that our human family could obtain from this. But I think it's this larger question I pointed out first. It's the expansion of our consciousness as to what's going on, what the dimensions of reality really are that we haven't thought about. It's that phenomenon when you actually, see the pictures from Hubble, and you see these extraordinary examples of civilization, of solar systems and galaxies and planets exterior to our own solar system. The consciousness of people is raised about the dimensions of reality itself and our respective place in it as a human species. So these are all reasons why I think that this phenomenon is extraordinarily important, even though it might appear that it's not immediately obvious to some people as to why this is so important.